So I just leveled up the lighting experience in my living room using the Nanoleaf 4D screen mirror plus light strip kit. So this kit is not like any other backlight that I've ever used in my past. It's very unique and it comes with some features that make it really stand out amongst its peers. Now in today's video, I'm gonna be walking you guys through the entire setup process as well as giving my first impressions and my first experience using these lights in my living room. This is where I like to hang out with friends, play video games, catch up on some of my favorite TV shows. So essentially that means this space is very important to me. I try to make it as cozy and as enjoyable to be in as I can possibly make it. So in today's video, we're gonna be addressing the backlight or the ambilight situation. In my previous video about this space where I replaced the TV with the LG G3 OLED, a lot of people were asking me what backlight or ambilight that I used. And I didn't want to talk about it in that video because that light was giving me a lot of issues at that time. And it still gave me problems throughout. It gave me a lot of problems. I never resolved the issues, especially with my Apple TV box. There were times when I would have it connected and the quick media switching feature that comes with the Apple box and the LG G3 would just get all messed up because of the HDMI 2.1 switcher with that backlight. I definitely will not recommend that option to anybody because like I said, I only experienced issues using it. So in today's video, I'm going to be replacing that with something else that I've been looking forward to for a while now. So it's called the Nanoleaf 4D. The cool thing or the standout feature of the Nanoleaf 4D is the fact that it can be synced with other Nanoleaf devices. So if you do decide to pick up other devices like their shapes and whatnot, then you can actually create a really immersive setup that'll have all your friends envious of your gaming or your living room setup in general. So this is the Nanoleaf 4D screen mirror plus light strip kit. It's essentially a TV backlight or ambilight that uses a 4-dimensional camera to read colors coming off of a display and then go ahead to mirror those colors to increase immersiveness. It also supports all major smart home hubs, including Apple HomeKit, which is great for integrating it into smart home setups like mine. The LED strip can also be picked up in either a 65 or an 85-inch variant, depending on one's TV size. I opted for the 85-inch version in order to have a strip that's long enough for my 77-inch LG G3 OLED TV. Keep in mind that the LED strip can also be trimmed without affecting its functionality. Let's check out what comes inside the box. There's a quick start guide, a high-quality 85-inch LED strip, a camera clip, power cable, a camera with a privacy cover, some corner guides for the strip, and a control unit. On the back of the device, there's a USB Type-C port for the strip and a USB Type-A port for the camera. Top side, there's 3 buttons with symbols for manually controlling a few things directly from the unit. Now, let's take a look at the Nanoleaf Ultra Black Hexagons, which I'm also going to be installing around the TV area to synchronize with the backlights using a special feature called Sync Plus. This feature allows you to virtually connect most Nanoleaf RGB lights in the same space to extend the screen mirror lighting effects across them based on their relative positions. I already have some black Nanoleaf lines installed on the wall adjacent to the TV setup, so I expect the black hexagons to fit just right in. Each one of the Ultra Black Hexagon Smarter Kit comes with 9 panels, 1 controller, a 42-watt power supply, mounting plates, tapes, and linkers. For installation, the idea is pretty much the same if you've ever installed any other Nanoleaf Shapes product. First off, you want to plan out a pattern you like before sticking anything to the wall. This is very important. Once you've got that down, then you want to build it out like a puzzle using the provided linkers to join each panel together, which usually doesn't take very long. Make sure to connect the controller to the panel that's closest to a power outlet in order to create the illusion of a cable-free look while supplying power to the panels. For my setup, I ran the power cables under the TV stand and connected them to an extension box that I've got stuck under there using double-sided tape. That seemed to work pretty well for me, creating the look that I was after with cables mostly out of sight. After installing both panels and the 4D light strip, the next thing to do was pair everything with the Nanoleaf app for remote control and also to access more features. The process is super simple, and all one has to do is download the Nanoleaf app on iOS or Android if you don't already have it set up for another Nanoleaf product, and then you go ahead and you add your products. In my case, I do have a bunch of Nanoleaf products scattered across my house, so adding the Hexagons was pretty quick and easy. I started off by resetting the left panels, which involved pressing both the power and the volume up buttons at the same time for a few seconds on the control module. This puts them into pairing mode, which allows them to be easily found on the Nanoleaf app, which in turn automatically links the Apple Home app for dual setup. It's one of my favorite features about setting up any Nanoleaf product. Make sure to update the software of the new additions as well to avoid random malfunctions or disconnections. I then repeated the same thing for the Hexagons on the right side to get that added to the app as well. Once connected, the app allows a user to control each panel set individually or create a group with them for a more synchronized control. You can set the Hexagons to different static colors, or you can use preset scenes, or even use them with the Nanoleaf 4D backlight for screen mirror effects. To use the screen mirror, you want to first add the Nanoleaf 4D light strip to the app. Once that's done, the strip can be used in standalone mode without any mirroring effects. You can also choose from preset scenes, create your own, or just use simple static colors just like with the Hexagons. In order to make it into a true TV backlight, you need to set up the screen mirror mode within the app. First, you have to calibrate the camera accurately by following the on-screen instructions. There's also a tutorial video that you can follow if you need more help. I'll suggest doing this at night or in a dark room for the most accurate calibration. Once that's done, the next step is to set up Sync Plus to expand the effects to other compatible devices in the same space. You can skip this part if you only have the Nanoleaf 4D backlight, but if not, you're asked from a list of compatible devices what you want included in the sync group, and then you have to position them exactly as they look within the space where they're located. For my setup, I've got 3 compatible devices which can be synced together. This includes the 2 sets of Hexagons I added earlier, as well as the lines I had installed from way before this video. I wasn't able to add the LED strip below my TV stand to the group because it's currently incompatible with Sync Plus, but I'm sure an update down the line will fix that. Whenever Sync Plus is enabled, the lights turn off for a second and then back on with the screen mirror effect flowing nicely across each connected device. Fortunately for me that day, a highly anticipated PS5 game I've been looking forward to had just been released, so I decided it would be perfect to test out the new TV setup with Spider-Man 2.
Track. I should check the view. Love a windy day. Get your mother piece of view.
At the end of it all, I'm really happy with how everything turned out. I love the accuracy of the camera and the flow of the 4D lighting across the light strip all the way to all the Nanoleaf devices in the room. One thing I did notice about the camera positioning was that it was a lot better and a lot more accurate from when I installed it at the top versus when I installed it at the bottom. This was mostly noticeable to me in the daytime when the camera was getting a lot of light from the windows and from above. With a top-down view, the camera is able to maintain a consistent view of the TV screen at all times of the day. I also prefer the top-down view since it creates a much cleaner look by keeping the cable out of sight. So my previous TV Ambilight did all its color processing through an HDMI 2.1 switcher, but it was very dysfunctional and inconsistent. I thought I'd never go back to the camera system for my TV backlight, but the Nanoleaf 4D is like nothing that I've ever seen before, and it blows anything else that I've ever used completely out of the water. It's also nice to be able to use Sync Plus to extend the screen mirror effect to other Nanoleaf devices, especially if you already own some of them. If not, at least the option is there for expansion and achieving a more immersive experience. The ultra black hexagons and lines I've got in my living room aren't just RGB lights. They also double as matte black home decor panels and shapes when you have them turned off. I personally think they look amazing with and without the lighting effects turned on. The brightness of the panels, the lines, and the backlights can also be managed if you find that to be an issue. You can manually set them through the app between 0 and 100%, or even just automate them using schedules on the app where they dim at nighttime and brighten up or even turn off completely during the day. The Nanoleaf 4D is a standalone kit that's retailing for $99 US, at least at the time of this video. You can also purchase additional add-ons like the Ultra Black Hexagons or the Line Smarter Kit if you plan on using the Sync Plus feature. Links to everything I've mentioned will be down in the description below, so make sure to use those. Anyway, that's pretty much everything I've got for this one. Let me know what you guys think about the Nanoleaf 4D and if you like using an Ambilight with your TV or monitor setups. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video as much as I've enjoyed putting it together. Thank you for watching. I hope to catch you all in my next video. I'm out, y'all.